Dan, again, another thing I want to unpack. You had so much information in that first segment. It's important that we get a little bit deeper in some of this stuff. So, we've been told as Canadians that it's important to transition away from non-renewables to renewables. Do you see that actually happening, or tell us your assessment of where that project is?
Well, I think it's happening, Tony. There are major breakthroughs in technologies and new developments, and Canada, of course, is as we say, French chef de file. Canada is a world leader in some of these new technologies. Now, of course, it's very much typical of the Canadian way that we don't celebrate them, but I would think that one of the major developments that we're seeing now isn't just in terms of sequestration, but also our ability to be responsible. In the sense, if everyone's using a test of environmental, social, and governance templates to prove the worthiness, current worthiness of an investment, then we've got the last two nailed down. The first one we're still working on. The emissions are coming down. I think this is important to understand because people believe that the only way in which you're going to get this is for a bunch of politicians to get together and force companies to do that.
Right.
Look, it's going to happen. Jurisdictions like California are far more important than what the federal government can do. I think we have to avoid being trendy, but we also at the same time have to recognize that the world has alternatives, and the alternatives aren't as nice or as clean as Canada's.
Are electric vehicles the future then, do you see?
Okay, well, I'm bringing my own bias, being a former public relations guy for Toyota Lexus. No, I don't think they are. I still think hybrid is good, proven technology, and there are other things that will go beyond electric vehicles. The reliability, scalability, affordability of EVs make them a tough sell. More importantly, if you start to look at more rigorous environmental scrutiny, when you consider who controls the rare earth minerals, who controls the processing by which we do these things, no, I think they're a dud. And when you look at them from a life cycle perspective, the fact that you can't even recycle batteries, they're more damaging to the environment than current efficient internal combustion engines. And it's not bias. I think it's proven fact.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting point because certainly when you look at it like from a holistic approach, there's a lot involved with the electric vehicles that does put a strain on the environment. The mining of those rare earth elements or critical minerals, for instance, and not every
Yeah.
jurisdiction has a pristine place from which to get the electricity to power the machine. And that's the kind of thing that you're concerned about.
I am. And as to add to that, subsidies are the only way to attract people to buy them. Subsidies in order to get companies to build them. Subsidies to build charging stations. At what point does this make economic sense? Because it certainly doesn't make environmental sense at this stage. Maybe in years to come. Canada's role has always been to find a variety of options, not
Right.
one versus the other. So 2030, all ICE vehicles off the road is insane and it's irresponsible. And those promoting it know full well that's only about the green in their pockets, not the green that they're trying to pursue.
So that goal is unattainable, do you think?
Very unattainable and unrealistic. Anybody who lives in this country from November to March knows how bad it could be here. In fact, a week and a half ago here in Ontario, many people turned on their thermostats. So, look, I drive a hybrid. No sense of bias there. In the winter, the mileage drops dramatically. They
Right.
cannot hold their charge, and no amount of storage yet made available technologically can do that. So, I think it's still pipe dream, long way off. In the meantime, we're doing untold damage by assuming that we can simply, through some form of political demagoguery, do what science has not been able to do.
And we're also in an age where obviously the war by Russia on Ukraine is having a huge disruptive impact on world markets, right? So, uh, do you think that President Biden's looking to Saudi Arabia to be the savior, and how does that mesh with plans to get to electric vehicles?
I think he's looking pathetic. I mean, the first day of office is he slapped Canada right in the face with a 80% built Keystone XL pipeline, which Americans want, which Americans need, and would have easily displaced the 800,000 barrels a day California was importing from Russia, and in no small way abetting Russia's designs. I believe it's embarrassing for the president to go to Venezuela to try to find some way around the Iranian nuclear issue, and now on bended knee up against a regime in Saudi Arabia that he has criticized, and rightfully, by the way. But at the same time, this is the optics on this are terrible, and it demonstrates that his own country used to produce 13.1 million barrels a day pre-pandemic, now down to 11.8. The problem lies in the United States and with the Biden administration.
We're going to take another brief break. We'll be back with our guest, Dan McTeague. After that break, please stay with us.